Hey guys, Joe here. The guy who says, I mean, this is just me personally, I think River Stage has a better song than Clock Tower. But as awesome as as long as I could talk about that stuff, I'm actually here to talk about UFC 306, or Noche UFC, or the Sphere Show, or an experiment. This is my preferred name, by the way. An experiment to see how good could a card be if we only put like good divisions in it. Um, so how was the Sphere like overall? Like in terms of the Sphere thing, I guess I can talk about that now. I thought it was cool. I'm proud of my Mexican heritage, so I mean it was kind of cool seeing him do that. But on the other hand, I'm like, I'm just trying to watch fights, dude. I can watch this on YouTube later, right? I just want to watch fights. I don't know. I feel like I should judge it the same way I judge ads when they have Joseph Benavidez going, "I love Assassin's Creed." I feel like I should I don't know. I'm sure if I was there, I would be talking about how insane it was, right? But I wasn't there. It felt like a little bit extra bells and whistles watching it from home. So I don't know, but it was cool, and honestly, this card was pretty good. But I really need to talk about the in-depth details of it. So enough talk. Let's get to the fight. Keep on running. Keep on hiding. Because in the main event, Merab put the absolute stanking on the Sugar Show. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, I've been trying to quit soda. What does Diet Dr. Pepper have with the bantamweight division? What do they have in common? They're both sugar-free. It was a beautiful main event. I was ear to ear most of the fight. I'm not a Sugar Sean O'Malley fan. In fact, I think if you do any... I think if you really take the magnifying glass to his resume, it's very unimpressive. I think the one impressive thing that stands out is the Aljo win. Undeniably a fantastic win. And I'm not going to say he's not a fun guy to watch fight. He's super fun to watch fight. But he kind of hits that Izzy kind of thing for me, where he's just a dork. And like he's just a cringy dork, and it's just hard to watch. I'm taking those words exactly from my best friend because I share those sentiments. He's the one that described him as like he hits the same Izzy kind of vein in my head of like, oh, I don't like this guy. This guy's a dork. He tries too hard. He's like the epitome of Fortnite, like everything that Fortnite stands for, and I hate. I I half expect him to do the floss or whatever. Too bad he couldn't build himself some wrestling, because we all knew this. I mean, I feel like this was like Merab is hittable, so the longer the fight went, the better it was going to be for Merab. But Merab just kind of came out dominating, I thought. And this is one reason why you usually don't see Dana White privileged guys fight a wrestler or any kind of question mark matchups for him. Like, they're not going to give Paddy Pimblett like a guy, like a knockout artist. He's fighting Benny next. Benny has knockout power. Benny's on the downturn. You know what I mean? I really doubt they're going to give Ian Gary Shafkat. Can you imagine? God. Oof. Shafkat should fight for a title. That's neither here nor there. But I'll say this: you see like all these like Dana White privileged guys. They don't really fight wrestlers. Connor didn't fight a wrestler on a full training camp until who? Habib. Legitimately, Habib. It's pretty bad. And we saw how that fight went. Kind of a similar fight for me in terms of how satisfying it was. I think it was a pretty clear 5-round smashing. I don't think there was any rounds you can give to Sean. I don't think there's any rounds. Like I've heard some people say round 3, and I'm like, sure, if that's the one round, sure, whatever. I don't think so. I thought it was pretty clear. He was getting kind of worked. And I'm not going to give the last round to him for the body kick, and I'm going to say why. And this isn't like me just being a Sean hater. This is the same thing. If we give the last round to Sean for the body kick, then we have to. Then did we give Cheeto Vera the last round for the liver shot? I'm just saying, like, the liver shot from Cheeto was worse than the body shot from Merab, because the liver shot from Cheeto Like, Sean O'Malley even said, he goes, oh, if like 5 more seconds, I was probably done. Or something like that. He said something like that, I think. Whereas Merab kept moving, kept going. You know, so I don't think so. I don't think we give the last round to Cheeto. I don't think we give the last round to Sean in here. I thought it was a pretty clear by round 1. Sean's corner apparently was trying to distract Merab, which I've never heard of working. My internet actually went out for the first 2-3 minutes of the fight, which sucked, and I missed this. I've only seen it online in clips, and I'm like, what? Literally, when we first got in, we see, like, I heard DC go, oh, Merab's not changed levels, but he's doing great. And then we see him just change levels and get the easiest looking takedown of his life. And I was like, oh, there it is. Round 2, Merab started kissing Sean on the back and then, like, on the neck when he had him in, like, a 50-50. He wasn't neck cranking like a guillotine, but he had him in, like, a 50-50 against the cage. Kissed him a little bit to mess with him, and then stood up too early, like, when it was, like, 10 seconds left. He stood up around, like, the 3 or 4 second mark, and Sean got up and hit him with a legit clean shot. That's not a dirty shot at all, obviously. I mean, like, there was, like, 2 seconds left on the clock. And I think her demon, you deserve that. And it was like, yeah, I did, sorry. It's kind of funny. If he would have done it, like, with, like, 1 second left, like, a couple seconds left, like, oh, dude. Because Merab, he'll put physical damage on you, right? Like, I hate the notion, I've seen this notion from certain fan bases online last night, that I saw one tweet in particular that said something along the lines of, like, I don't understand how you can become champion while putting 0 damage on a fighter. And while I can agree with that in the co-main event, more on that later, I'm joking a little bit. I don't think that, like, Sean O'Malley was taking damage. He was taking damage. He was getting hurt in this fight. That said, Merab's going to beat you mentally. Merab mentally breaks people. I think it's really telling when you have an Olympic level athlete, Olympic gold medalist, in wrestling, one of the most physically demanding and mentally stressful, like, sports ever, in Henry Cejudo. And Henry Cejudo, in the last round of their fight, is just like, what do I do? Like, I'm done, man. Like, what? Like, it's insane. It's insane. It's ridiculous, dude. And so, like, that, I kind of take that as, like, him trying to mentally break Sean, because it was pretty funny. A little weird, little spicy, as the kids say now. Not something I would do, but I can laugh at it, and I can go, I can see what you're going for there. Sean tried putting his fingers in his gloves. I think it was in round 1. And after he got warned for that, he was just useless on the ground. It was kind of funny. I think if anyone has any doubts of, like, you know, Merab's style inflicting damage physically or mentally or whatever on fighters, I think there's an image I have here in my notes. Look up the image between rounds 4 and 5 of Sean O'Malley in his corner. Haunting image. Even if you're, like, not a Sean fan or a Sean hater, if you're, like, neutral to him, haunting image to see. It's insane. And then let's get to the judging, because the judging was really weird this card, I thought. So somehow 2 judges gave Sean O'Malley 2 rounds. 1 judge gave him 1 round, which I struggle to even see that. I think the quote of the night after we heard the judges' scorecards was, this just goes to show you how Sean O'Malley beat Petr Yan. I don't understand. I'm not suggesting anything, obviously. Just bad judges. Bad judges are going to bad judge. You know what fight they didn't mess up? And I was hoping they would? The co-main event was clearly Valentina winning 5 rounds. No one screws that. The co-main event was clearly Jon Fitch winning 5 rounds. Horrid fight. And I was hoping the judges would screw this one up. Because I was like, please screw this up. And we can just move on. Because I do not want this division that has gotten good to flounder. You know, I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie The Waterboy. There's that scene in it where it's like, oh no, we suck again. Kind of the vibe I have in terms of excitement for this division. Am I a Valentina hater? A little bit. But I'm going to be honest. She is just boring, dude. Boring to watch. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I've always been very much of, like, entertainment doesn't matter. Like, does it mean you're not great? No. Like, I think she's top 5 women's fighters ever. I think she kind of falls into the category of you were good. You were the best at a division made for you with weak competition. Cool. Now here's good competition. Fight Manon Farrow. Fight Alexa Grasso. And then her age does kind of make that like kind of fuzzy. You know what I mean? Because she's fought for so long, and now she's slowing down. She's going to be slowing down. So it's a little unfair, but it's kind of is what it is. But I mean, man, I don't ever. Everyone has like this. They talk her up like she's this awesome, exciting finisher, straight up killer, dude. Oh my word! She was just like she would throw a couple shots in the striking. Alexa Grasso would kind of pressure her down. Something that was really fun in the first 2 fights, just putting the pressure on her, trying to get the hands going, which is fine. And then here comes a takedown. And Alexa Grasso was the one trying to make this fun by going for submissions, going for a guillotine. I thought she had the guillotine at one point. I was really excited. I would have cracked up laughing if she would have choked her out again. Especially after she tried fighting like this. Because she tried this in the first fight, but the first fight was fun. This fight wasn't. It was really, really bad. I mean, I had fun in the main event because Merab was doing stuff. He was landing ground and pound. He was doing things on the ground. He was frustrating, Sean O'Malley by like not giving him any openings, forcing him to lead a little bit against Sean, forcing Sean to be the leader, and then when he does, just taking you down. Like, and that's like seeing the traps being set up and everything like that. It was really fun. Here it was like, no, I'm just gonna wait until she takes a step forward and just shoot a takedown, and then there would be times where like Alexa Grasso would sprawl. But like she would like over sprawl because like she was trying to sprawl like a little too high up on Valentina, so Valentina would kind of slip out and get the takedown anyways, and it's like, oh my god, this is so frustrating. It was super frustrating to me. I mean, I gotta be honest. I just me, and I'm, if you're a Valentina fan, I hope I'm not offending you by this, and please let me know if you find this offensive. I'm just not a fan of her. I'm admittingly just like not excited to watch her fight ever. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. I'm not excited to watch Belal Muhammad fight ever. I'm not excited to watch a lot of people fight, if we're being honest. Sean Strickland, put him on that list too. Oh, horrid to watch fight. But I just think it's weird that we gave her a rematch after the first fight. After the second fight, I totally get it. After the second fight, sure, but I'm just confused of why after the first fight we didn't give Aljo an immediate rematch. We didn't give the greatest of all time, Jose Aldo, an immediate rematch. We didn't give like what? I'm just really confused about this cherry picking of immediate rematches. Just saying, I think it's a little weird. You know what I mean? It's either we don't or we do. It's kind of my vibe. So that's not Valentina's fault. I'm not saying it is her fault. I'm just saying it's kind of a UFC fault here. I'm just confused. But for the rest of the card, Diego Lopez put an absolute smashing on Brian Ortega for a clear unanimous decision win. It was awesome. Nearly knocked him out a couple times. I think in the first round he did knock him out. He woke him up with a left hook. I caught him with a right counter over the jab into a left hook. I think he knocked him out and then woke him up on the left hook at the end of the combination. Esteban Ribovic beat Daniel Zellhuber by split decision in a fight of the night that's really just like an all-time classic. I scored the fight for Zellhuber personally because I thought he won the first 2 rounds. He definitely lost the third round. But despite my disagreement, amazing fight. Like, I disagree with the scorers cards here. Who cares? Great fight. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Odie Osborne. Insanely wild opener. It was nuts. And Rodriguez got a unanimous decision. And the scores were a little weird on that one, too, if I remember right. Norma Dumont, she got on her bicycle, was forcing Irene Aldana to overextend and make mistakes for a very, very, very bloody and gnarly unanimous decision win. Irene had like a cut here and a cut here, and they were just pouring. It was Like, when I say the cut was here, I don't mean like, oh, in this area. No, I mean like legitimately from the crown to her eyebrow. It was huge. And she had the crimson mask, by God. Ignacio Bahamondes continued a streak of awesome finishes with the first round TKO of Manuel Torres. Oh, awesome straight right down the middle. Caitlin Souza got eaten up early, I thought, but then got a big shot and then a rear naked choke win over Yasmin Yaraguay. Joshua Van beat Edgar Chairez by unanimous decision. And finally, to open up the card, Raul Rosas Jr. beat Ari Yang by unanimous decision to open up. 2 bits of news, mostly just my immediate reaction, because I've already been here talking for a hot minute, and then I'll kind of end up, kind of sign off, so to speak. So, Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira 2 got announced, and it's super funny, because Michael Chandler was like, I'm tired of waiting on McGregor, I thought I could do this, I can't. And so he signs this fight. Big fight. Both guys on losing streaks, but it's a fun fight. And the first fight's really, really good. So I'm down to see this again. Who isn't? Sounds great. Excuse me. And it's, of course, super funny, as a lot of us could have predicted. Conor was like, I was ready to sign. I was ready to sign right then and there, but I guess he signed to fight Charles. Like, why not? Why duck me? So funny. It's the funniest thing ever. Of like, I was gonna do that. Like, it kind of reminds me of super funny. For going from funny to just depressing and angry. Stipe versus John Jones is official for later this year. It's kind of depressing to know that if there is any injuries in it, both fighters in this have said, we're not fighting Tom Aspinall. This is horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible handling of this division. Everyone in charge of handling this division should be fired. And I'm saying that to Dana White. And if somehow he sees this, if you disagree with me, you can tell me if John Jones walks to a room with it. Shut up. I don't know. I'm just so sick of this at this point. I'm almost like willing to be like open challenge to Dana White to like debate me and convince me. I don't get, like, he has a 2 goof limit. He can only call me goof twice. After that, he's disqualified. Winner is the new matchmaker. Winner gets the matchmaking job. Me. Because this is horrid, man. It's disgusting. I think it's like really telling when everyone over watching the fights is just going, oh God, like has that like disgusted look on their face, like they just saw. Like, I don't know, like they just smelt something horrid, right? Just, oh, come on. No one wants this fight. I'm almost kind of in the mindset of, y'all guys want to organize a boycott? I'm dead serious. I'm legitimately thinking about it. Once again, thank you all for your patience and continued support. If you want to keep supporting us, the best way, of course, like, comment, subscribing always helps. But YouTube currently hates us. So one way of really helping would be to join the Patreon. So joining the Patreon, you get access to content YouTube hates, unfiltered content, because we have to filter a lot of our contents half the time. You get exclusive content, like a lot of old content that maybe you haven't seen in a while or anything like that. I mean, stuff that we had to remove, like I said, YouTube hates. I guess that falls into YouTube hates things. But as a cool, slick bonus, you also get to nominate a retro review. And any card you want. Like, we just got UFC 92 retro review nominated, which is sick. So kind of like one of the first like real big super card fights for me. I'm actually kind of pumped to cover that one. I got a lot more on my plate, but when I get to that one, I'm super excited. So definitely pumped. Anything I can get my hands on, I'm doing it. Like, I got your back kind of thing. And it's honestly the best way to do it. We also have, like I said, I mentioned exclusive content. Me and Carl just shot last week when we did the previous show. Afterwards, we did INC Uncaged. I don't know why I feel like I'm legally obligated to say it like that. But it's super fun. Me and Carl just kind of shooting around and laughing. Almost cussed. I'm a big swear word. Shooting around and laughing. And talking, because me and him became friends when I started working here about 2 years ago. And just talking, us laughing, and, we talk about MMA conspiracy theories and stuff like that, which is kind of fun. But I'm Joe with the INC. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, guys.